This was a trial that was put on by the Department of Agriculture, and Bill Jamieson was the guy in the Department of Agriculture who was working with an American researcher, Harry Olmo, with the instigation of Jack Mann. So there are some sort of luminaries from around the world that encouraged the planting of Riesling in Mount Barker in 1966. And I think that now Riesling is accepted as one of the respected homes of Riesling in Australia. And I think that the work of the people who first started putting those vines on the Pierce property are really seeing the fruits of their labour. So the first wines were made from the Forest Hill vineyard, were made by Doran Mann at Sandalford, and he also made the first of the Plantagenet wines up there as well. 1975 was one of the most significant wines in the history of Western Australian wines for its great show record and the influence it had in fostering the variety in the region. And it ranks right up there with the 1938 Horton White Burgundy as significant wines in certainly the Western Australian industry, if not the Australian industry. I first tasted the Forest Hill Riesling, which was called Rhine Riesling, in 1978 when I was at Charles Sturt University. Brian Crozer, who was the senior lecturer then, came back from a visit to Western Australia where he had put on a seminar in Albany, and he came back with a collection of wines. And Brian, of course, has a major influence on all modern winemaking now, and he was particularly a great supporter of Riesling. And so, anyway, Brian came into the winery at Wagga when some of our students were toiling away, and as usual, barking orders for barbecues to be let and glasses to be fetched, because he had something to show us poor ignorant students. And what he wanted to show us was the 1976 Forest Hill Riesling and Forest Hill Cabernet. It really drew my attention to these wines. I'd heard of Mount Barker on numerous occasions late at night at a chateau in Bordeaux, where David McNamara and I just happened to be at the same time. How bizarre is that? So I'd enjoyed the wines of Western Australia for many years because my parents were friends of the Mann family, and so I sort of grew up drinking old Horton wines. But the glass of Riesling that Brian poured out for us was just something, an absolute revelation. Here was this absolutely beautiful, crystal clear wine with amazing fruit flavours that just blew all of us students away.